Welcome back, students. For this next part of our work for today, we'll continue our study of ordered pairs. Let's practice by graphing these three. Now you can either make your own graph, like I am here, or use graph paper that you buy at a store. Either way, I encourage you to make your graphs rather large, just so that it's easier for me to see them when I try to grade your work. Remember now, a graph is made up of two number lines. One is called the x-axis, one is called the y-axis. The ordered pairs are in order, x first, y second. So if I wanted to graph this point, I go to -1 on x and -2 on y. -1 on x, -2 on y. Or think of it this way: 1 left, 2 down. 1 left, 2 down. This point says go to 0 on x and 1 on y. 0 on x, 1 on y. That's 0 left and right and 1 up. 0 left and right and 1 up. This one is going to be 1 right and 4 up. 1 right and 1, 2, 3, 4 up. Let's label these points. This is the point 1, 4. This is the point 0, 1. This is the point -1, -2. And since those 3 points line up very nicely, let's see if we can't draw a nice straight line that connects them. We put arrows on the end to show that that line continues on in both directions. Very nice. Here's what your homework is going to look like. We're asked to graph this equation. What that means is find ordered pairs, x and y, that satisfy that equation, and then plot them on a graph. Let's get this ready. First thing we need is another nice XY graph. And then make a small chart. A chart of XY values. For our purposes today, we'll let x be 0, 1, and 2. Although it's understood that x could be any value, positive or negative. One by one now, we'll take these x values, we'll plug them in, we'll get the y values that go with it. Let's start down here with the 2. If I take 2 and plug it in for x, if I take 2 and plug it in for x, then this says 2 times 3. I know 2 times 3 is 6. Now plug in the 1. Plug in 1 for x. Plug in 1 for x. 1 times 3 is 3. Of course, when I plug in 0, 0 times anything is 0. Now think of these as ordered pairs. X is 0, y is 0. We'll put that on the graph. Of course, 0, 0 is right there. When x is 1, y is 3. Go to x1 and y3. Here's x1 and y3. When x is 2 and y is 6, I think of the first number as left and right, and the second number is up and down. We'll go right 2 and up 6. Right 2 and up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's label these points. That's 0, 0. That point was 1, 3. This was x2, y6. See how nicely they line up? Let's draw a nice straight line through those points. When the instructions say to graph the equation, what we want is a nice straight line that passes through the ordered pairs that make this equation true. Here's a second example. Now when you draw your own graphs, make them nice and large, and then get enough spaces in each direction so that we can plot our points. I'm always going to use 0, 1, and 2 for my x values. And then we plug these values in to this equation to find out what y values go along with them. Let's start with the 2. If I plug 2 in for x, then I go 2 times 4, subtract 3. Let's try it. Plug in 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 3 is 5. Now we'll plug in the 1. When x is 1, I need 4 times 1 minus 3. Plug in 1. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. Now plug in 0. Of course, anything times 0 is 0. And 0 minus 3 is negative 3. Let's plot those points. 0 left and right, 3 down. 1, 2, 3. 1 right, 1 up. 1 right, 1 up. 2 right, 5 up. 2 right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. Connect those with a nice straight line. And label. This was the x0, y negative 3. This was x1, y1. This was x2 and y5. Beautiful. When we make our graphs, we have to make sure that we have enough spaces on the x-axis, enough spaces on the y-axis. Maybe smart to make our xy chart first so we know how big our numbers might get. Of course, we're always using 0, 1, and 2 for x. For y, let's plug in the 2. And 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Now plug in 1. 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. When I plug in 0, 0 times anything is 0. On the x-axis, I've only got to get out to 2 in each direction. But on the y-axis for this problem, I have to get all the way to negative 8. So I better make my spacing small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's try it. When x is 0, y is 0. That's called the origin. When x is 1, y is negative 4. Here's x1, y negative 4. When x is 2, y is negative 8. That's 2 right and 8 down. 2 right and 8 down. See how these points line up every time? They make a nice, perfect straight line. That'll happen on all the homework problems. If you properly fill in your chart while getting ordered pairs that satisfy that equation, they should make a nice straight line. Let's label. That was the origin. That was x1, y negative 4. That was x2, y negative 8. One more example. We'll plug in our x values here to get y values that go with them. I like to start with the 2. If I plug 2 in for x, then y is 2 plus 2. Plug in 1 for x. 1 plus 2. Now plug in 0. 0 plus 2. When you do these on your homework assignment, I want to see your XY chart and I want to see your graph. How many spaces do I need on my graph? Well, the biggest number I see is a 4. Maybe I'll go out to 4 in every direction. Let me make a note that that's my x-axis, that's my y-axis. And when I plot 0, 2, that's 0 left and right, 2 up. 0 left and right, 2 up. When x is 1, y is 3. That's 1 right and 3 up. 1 right and 1, 2, 3 up. 2 right and 4 up. X is 2, y is 1, 2, 3, 4. See how nicely those line up? We'll draw a line, put arrows on each end of the line to show that it goes on forever. And then label, that was x0, y2. This was the point 1, 3, and this was the point 2, 4. All right, your turn. Go work some homework problems. I'll see you back here later.